second end.
Regular.
And so not a real surprise from Colleen Jones' perspective, and I think, as I said, Joan, Newfoundland Labrador maybe just taking it easy for a couple ends to get the nerves out.
Good throw.
Just don't want to move with any kind of weight at all.
No, they did in practice though. You know, the first practice,
I wonder
and then
if we need to just tame down the.
Transfer your draw weight. Yeah.
When Beth Hamilton was added to this team,
Good.
Laura Strong was the one that convinced her to join them.
Top 8.
Hamilton competed against Laura at the junior level, so Laura Strong was familiar with her abilities.
looks good. Looks good.
Sure sounds like Laura's the glue that brought together this team of 4 women from Newfoundland Labrador. And we talked about yesterday, but I think it's worth repeating. We've watched Team Canada for several years and often been critical of the strategy, the defensive. That's a big miss. The defensive calls.
Well, how do you play Team Canada? This is the reaction of Heather Strong when I posed that question to her earlier.
His team, his work ethic, and his attitude about the sport, and his whole team's outlook on it, you know, spills over into all the competitive curlers at his club and our club.
How do you play Colleen?
You just got to execute. You know, she's good at everything, obviously, a world champion. So it's not going to be about the shots that we call. It's going to be about making those shots.
Even.
Well, the miss from Marianne Arsenault gives
It's a little short.
Newfoundland Labrador an opportunity to put a second stone in the rings on the other side of the house.
Talk about separation. Those are good 10, 12 feet apart.
Lost his handle, that's why it dug as much as it did.
She's a Laura.
Just wanted to be sure.
Good opportunity here for Newfoundland to try to secure 2 points. Need to execute as was mentioned in that little clip. Gonna need a few hit and stays.
Whoa, just clean.
Kim Kelly is right on target.
I think it's that one. Well, I don't know.
I guess you need the firm with
Nope, it's this one's yours. Mine doesn't have a little hole right there.
You were talking about their grippers, and for those of you that aren't familiar with the equipment that curlers use, when you're delivering the rock, you use the slidey part of your shoe, but when you're sweeping, we put a little rubber gripper on top of this slippery Teflon, and that is what helps us walk along and sweep.
Yep. Hard. Hurry, hard. Hurry, girls, hard. Hurry, hard. Hurry, yes, hard. Hurry.
The hit and roll takes the Laura Strong stone to the back of the forefoot. She and her sister were both synchronized swimmers and competed nationally in the sport.
we were gone. I think the weight saved it.
Talking about the curl over on that side of the sheet. That is where Marianne Arsenault had over curled on her head as well.
By rolling to the center, it leaves an opportunity here for Team Canada to roll in towards those stones, and from 2 rocks being quite a bit apart, they're now getting closer together.
I think we hit Laura.
I think you're right.
We have a similar situation here with Newfoundland in that the skip and the third both skip their own rinks.
Pardon?
Was I good?
Pardon?
Was I on the broom?
Over there?
Yeah.
Smidge tight.
Okay, because it curled.
You've seen this.
They both skipped their own rinks in junior competition. A similar situation to what we saw this afternoon with Saskatchewan, with Stephanie Lawton and Marliese Miller both skipping rinks.
Yep.
The difference is the 2 Saskatchewan women both won at the junior level.
Hurry! Hard! Hurry! Hard! Hard! Hurry! Yep! Yes!
Right over, Heather.
Just hung on.
You might get the double.
Is it down control, Sue?
Once again, there's an opportunity here for Team Canada to either get a hit and roll or a double.
Yeah, there's doubles there too.
Yeah.
I'll throw firm. We'll try for that double.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Well, that would certainly get Colleen Jones and her Team Canada mates out of some difficulty if she was successful in making the double here on N2.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity here. Good angle set up there. And he said if it does overcurl slightly, even the hit and roll is a possibility. But she is looking for both red stones to leave the rings.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Close.
3.
On the top stone, over to the other stone. She'll nudge both red rocks out of the rings and lie one.
Very nice. That's a difficult double.
Got one fan.
So that was not an easy double, and I think that's a great start for Colleen to regain some of that confidence in her own abilities and what the ice, figuring out what the ice is doing.
Instead of 10, you mean? All right.
I just think we're getting a bit of movement there.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Heather Strong, the skip, 4 times a provincial junior champion.
Yep. Well,
In her 5th appearance at the Scott.
Oh, yes, clean it.
Her best record at the Scott, 6 and 5 in 1999.
Nice throw.
Good throw.
That was over in Charlottetown.
Perfect 9.
Perfect 9?
Good throw, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Safe.
That's tie again. Time
What's
between
that?
hog lines. A perfect 9 is a 9-second hit.
call.
The time it takes to travel from
Just kind
hog
of hope she
line to
learned from my
hog line.
first.
And that certainly has been something that the teams have been paying attention to. It really makes a difference on arena ice how hard you throw those takeouts as to when they might start to cut and how much they might curl.
Colleen would like to hit and stay here. First end she rolled out and allowed Heather Strong just to throw it through for the blank.
Yep. No.
Like to force the issue a little bit.
Has to be careful of the jam on the back.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's good, eh? That's good.
She drives it
Nice
through
shot.
cleanly and stays in the 12-foot.
That's a
And
lovely
now
throw.
Heather Strong will attempt to hit and roll out.
Somehow being able to.
Well, I guess if you
roll
hit it,
in this
it might
way,
be
yeah.
able to, actually. If you hit it just right. She may, she'd stay in if she jammed it.
She would, but still.
She might. I don't think she can. But anyway.
Trying to find a creative way to steal a point.
I hit the broom, we'll sweep it the whole
Exactly, yeah.
I said if she does jam, her shooter would stay in the ring. So blank attempt here. To hit and roll out.
Yep. Yes. Hard. Well, lots. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Try. Yep. Hard. You're all right. Nice.
Well done.
Well, she continues to maintain the hammer through 2 ends of play as she blanks end number 2. Still scoreless, Newfoundland Labrador against Team Canada.
So, Randy, what do you think of my curling game?
Well, Jim, it looks to me like your game needs a little bit of help. But your family of Strauss products are right on the button, like Strauss Heart Drops, available at a health product retailer near you.
Hurry! 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 Come on! Hurry hard! Hurry! 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 Hurry!
In some families, the skill of the game is passed down from generation to generation. Strauss Heart Drops, an herbal dietary supplement based on 8 generations of herbal knowledge. Our largest Heart Drop sale of the year is on now at a health food store near you.
Tim Hortons
Martin's Brier rolls into Regina next March, but only 2006 full event passes are on sale at the Agrodome box office. And when they're gone, they're gone. On February 24th, you can purchase in person, by phone, or online. So remember, February 24th, 10 a.m.
Purex Ultra, our thickest, softest Purex ever.
That's great.
The roar you hear is 20 of Canada's top women's and men's teams competing for the right to represent us in Italy in 2006. And no city in Canada roars more than Halifax.
The 47th Daytona 500 is in the books. Tony Stewart, Michael Waltrip, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. were all legitimate threats to take the checkered flag, but in the end, it's Jeff Gordon who wins his third Daytona 500. It's also his 70th victory of his career.
First awarded in 1982 in Regina, the Scott Tournament of Hearts Trophy, won then by Colleen Jones. 17 years later in Charlottetown, Jones won it again. She won in Sudbury in 2001, Brandon in 2002, Kitchener-Waterloo in 2003, and last year in Red Deer.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them for doing this. It's up to us to get our two with hammer.
Absolutely.
Right?
We're going to do this all day.
Yeah.
Quite happily.
Mind you, we do have hammer. We could do it all day.
One of the reasons this team has had success is that it has been together all that time. They've stayed together as a group through 5 of the last 6 championships. They were together prior to that as well.
I think it makes a real difference. It takes a long time to develop that knowledge in each other's how they will react in certain situations, and the ability to communicate, to trust, to develop the roles. Everybody will have a part to play. It really makes a difference, and sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, is to stick with the difficult years when you're frustrated and not successful. Work through it, because that length of time is what builds teams.
Well, you talked about various roles on the team. Nancy says her role is team travel coordinator.
That's a very difficult job. I found out this year. I tried booking flights to a bond school in Regina, and I flew to Saskatoon.
Well, you're in the same province at least, Mike.
Back four, back four.
Why is it that I am not surprised?
Yep, one sweeper. Take it right back,
If I did it well, they would have asked me to do it again. That's the theory I'm going with. But my team was none too pleased when we got to the airport, I must say.
You want to throw back line at it? I can. Okay.
I don't know, maybe this team's success is actually about, that's when Mike and I joined the telecasts, where when they started their run in 2001.
Back line to hack.
It's been us.
The line.
That's stretching it maybe just a tiny bit.
Maybe a little.
Line's getting better. It's all they all.
I say the nice thing about Colleen's team is their constant improvement, which is the most amazing thing. And again, why change your team when you're successful too? That's another good point.
That was great weight. Great weight.
Well, I think with repeated championships, often teams would get conceited, they get a little arrogant, they get a little complacent that we're doing everything right and we don't need to do anything different to maintain this winning streak. And that hasn't been the case with Colleen Jones' team. They have been very humble, have always looked at what can they do better and improve. And we heard from Colleen in the interview with Don Whitman yesterday about how we want to get 3% better every year. Now that's a great attitude.
Looking for improvement all the time.
Nice freeze here from Newfoundland.
Perfect.
Good eye.
A few rocks in play here in the third end.
Well, it's interesting listening to both teams in the commercial break. The Newfoundland team saying we're not ready to go yet, and Team Canada saying they were ready to take some chances.
Little bump.
No line.
No line.
Well, if you can.
It's backing.
Let it work.
Looking for this rock to
all
curl
there.
to the face.
Yeah, it's just a little
This red
heavy.
stone's hanging out wide though. A little heavy.
Okay. Okay.
Well, with Marianne Arsenault as a massage therapist, with a chiropractor and Susan O'Leary and a couple of pharmacists, if there are health problems on either of these two teams, there could be some solutions on the playing surface.
What's that?
Same as the last one.
Yeah.
Nice chance here for Team Newfoundland Labrador to get one into the top 8 foot.
T-line.
No.
It's out of it.
Right off for line.
Gotta go. What is it?
97.
Yeah, line's getting better.
Top eight.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Gotta go for weight.
A nice line.
Hard, guys. Hard. Hard every bit. Every bit.
Great looking shot.
The brushers really worked on the stone. Let's switch over to sheet D now and update the game between Manitoba's Jennifer Jones and Jen Hanna of Ontario. Manitoba opened with a deuce on end number 1, and Jen Hanna was able to get a point back with her final stone of end 2.
You see this Manitoba stone here on the edge of the 4 foot. Jen Hanna actually had an opportunity to take that stone out on her first stone and just rubbed that yellow guard and was replaced. But nice draw.
A draw full into the 4 foot with the final stone of the second. It's 2-1. Jennifer Jones of Manitoba looking to go to 3-0, leading Jen Hanna of Ontario 2-1.
We lost her.
A suggestion by Colleen Jones that it may have picked something because it looked as though the rock jumped.
Pickups and they calling whoa right out of her hand, that it had a lot of room and it just made a sudden movement.
I think if we don't, she will.
Nice opportunity here for Newfoundland Labrador. They have a good situation over here on the right side with their 2 red stones in front of the Nova Scotia. Another option would be just to maybe hit that open one on the other side of the sheet, and with all these options around, they're going to hit and roll in here and change those. The position of those yellow stones right now isn't actually hurting
Do you like this?
Newfoundland Labrador right now.
Okay.
But this will, by playing the shot, you know Colleen's going to now run that stone back from the top 8 foot into the one that's on the 4 foot.
No.
I don't mind the guard.
Still some discussion at the throwing end about the shot.
Drop.
It's a good situation though for Newfoundland Labrador. There's many options.
I don't mind this call.
No, I don't think it's a bad call.
No,
Just,
they have last rock. They've got some good things going on. Throwing the guard sometimes get yourself in a little bit of trouble.
They now lie 2.
You know Colleen Jones is going to smash the top one and see how many they can get rid of behind the middle one.
Look at it.
watch how these line up. She knows that stone straight back. The 2 back red stones easily spring out of the rings. So, although they're lying 3, there's only going to be 1 left in a moment.
Yeah, I knew we had to do something.
Yeah. It looks like this is pretty. This just off nose. Hit this on the.
You like the which turn do you like?
I like that turn.
Like even if we get rid of
May even be able to get them all here.
I'm going to
Throw
throw
it hard
firm.
enough.
Yeah.
Back red and our yellow.
Okay.
And this is pretty normal too for Team Canada. Kim Kelly III will come down
The middle one
to
might
talk
stay,
strategy
but it should squirt
with
out of the way.
Colleen
I can get the
Jones.
top and the back.
Even though she does not hold the broom for Colleen, Kim is the main strategist or the one that will counter the ideas presented by Colleen Jones.
Kim has the ability to throw some up weight as well, so this should be moving down the sheet.
Trying to move those red stones around is Kim Kelly.
Hard! Hurry! Hurry hard! Whoa, 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 maybe the other way. Whoa. This one. Oh dear.
Well, she leaves 2 red in the rings, and Newfoundland Labrador lies 2.
It's over curling.
We discussed this, but I think you should get rid of your second rock.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was the first one straight or the second one together.
I think your second one's a cutter because everything else for that out-turn side's been pretty straight, and that one just jumped.
Yeah.
I don't know if it might have picked, but really just.
I think I've got rock issues.
Yeah,
I know, but
not anymore.
They were,
It's a good conversation. I know as a thrower, it makes you feel better when you're struggling when the skip says, okay, I think there's something wrong with your rocks because you threw it well, because you start that self-doubt thing going on.
As you look at the other scoreboards, an unfamiliar position for Sandy Como of New Brunswick. She's leading in a game. She's 2-0, but in both her wins, she's come from behind for victory. A good draw to lie 3.
Another double for Kim Kelly.
They're hoping to have that stone curl a little bit more and corner freeze on that stone. Team Canada stone. Good chance here for Kim Kelly.
Hurry, hard. Whoa.
It's over curled.
But she will roll with the shooter to become second shot.
Isn't that jam?
Hard, Nance. Hard.
Like this turn, like that.
Does it jam?
And removing it isn't all that simple because there are jam possibilities.
The nice thing for them is that there is a bit of a catcher there over on the right side. So she hits it on the left side as we're looking at it. The shooter will roll over towards this other Team Canada stone.
Could roll right underneath it.
Could roll if it hits it too thin. Correct.
It's already over curling. Now they want it to curl right across the face.
And it has. Could have let that go. They swept it at the end if we just let it continue to curl.
I don't know if I'm tight. I don't know if I'm tight. I'm calling it out of my own hand because I don't like the ice. Maybe.
So right there, they were sweeping it on the way into the rings, and that's why it clipped the stone at the back of the 8-foot.
Moved it now. We're number 3 in the back, so just double these up.
What's that?
We're number 3 in the back.
Okay. They're number 3 or we are?
Number 3. Sorry, on the side.
Yes.
Try to roll this one behind our the yellow guard.
Excellent.
Colleen Jones made a double, a big shot on the last end to get Team Canada out of some difficulty.
So Colleen wants to hit this rock on the high side, where the broom side, because if it overcurls a little bit, the top red stone won't move all the way out of the rings.
Ideally, she'd love to save her shooter as well, if possible to lie too.
Hurry.
She'll save her shooter and get rid of both of those red stones.
Great shot, Colleen.
The second one doesn't move out of the rings, but Team Canada is now lying 2. Another double. A double in the second end and a double here in the third for Colleen Jones.
For shot, because you hit less of it.
Really well done by Colleen.
And you roll out and you hit more of it and you don't get this one out. Good shot. Hard luck on your rolls, Laura. Yeah. We're they're second, hey?
Yeah.
So.
Heather would like to roll her shooter over towards that Team Canada stone.
Needs to stick around.
Yes.
Whoa.
Little bit.
Good throw.
She rolls in the direction of the other Team Canada rock.
Great throw.
It comes to rest at the top of the 4 to lie 1.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Colleen needs to be aware of the jam. If she's not careful, this stone could be driven straight back here.
I think nose is pretty
and
good.
sit for second shot.
So long as you don't jam it.
You just heard Colleen say that. Nose is good as long as you don't straight jam. A double, you know, it's a fine line between the double top to back and lie 3. What a turnaround in this end.
Amazing.
Stay.
Well, it was a great shot by Colleen on her first one. It was really difficult to make that double and stay in to lie 2.
And an unfortunate roll on Laura Strong's first.
Okay, we don't want this much
stone.
That's over just a sweeping error.
Yeah.
Whoa, yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Under the top red, and she drives it past the red at the back, but Team Canada lies 2.
Double there for 2.
Double there for 2. Tricky double,
both of them. What don't you like about that one?
Double.
Don't need to remove the second Yellowstone. Just need to move it over a couple of inches.
So just a bit, hey?
I think, though, to make it, you need to chip it across the top here and have the shooter go in. It's a tricky double, but she has to be aware of that jam at the back. Certainly very makeable, though. Looking for just under half a stone contact, maybe about a third of that Yellowstone.
Little more.
Lie 2.
Little more.
And we'll hear the crowd if she makes this for 2, that's for sure.
In Newfoundland's 8-2 victory over Ontario this morning, a double was one of the key shots for Heather Strong in her triumph over Jen Hanna of Ontario.
See whether the back one was in.
And although this is a shot for 2,
if we double these off, we count 2.
There's a very good chance of jamming it straight back and giving up one as well.
Hit the roll over the top. It's ugly, but yeah. No, that's not. Which one are you hitting first, Heather?
I think if she does jam it, that yellow should get moved out of the 12th, but they'll probably only steal 1.
No, I'm going to go firm. Because it brings up on that other one.
Although, no, the other stone at the top, you're right, it would be a steal of 2. It's a bit of a risk.
Final stone of entry for Heather Strong. Looking for a double, an opportunity to score 2 with last rock advantage. She's got 1, she's got 2, but the jam at the back, and it's a steal of 1 for Team Canada. The Yellowstone up at the top of the 12 is the point that will score for Team Canada as they steal for a 1-0 lead.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway.
Wherever business takes you, Best Western is there. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Now featuring free high-speed internet access at most hotels. Visit bestwestern.com for locations.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts is coming to London's John Labatt Centre next February, and full event passes are on sale now. For the best seats in the house, you can call toll-free or order online. Come join us in the Forest City.
Curling. With every game played, your contact to the world expands. With over 1 million participants utilizing 1,100 clubs across the country, curling is an entertaining, social way to stay active. Play for fun, play to win, or just come out and enjoy the membership benefits. Clubs can be assisted by the Canadian Curling Association's Development Fund, which serves to promote, renovate, and offer advice on operations. Get involved. Join a club near you today. It has lifetime value.
Back pain. It can affect more than your back. Robax Platinum, a special combination of 2 active ingredients. One to relieve back pain, the other to relax tense back muscles. Robax Platinum, helping you walk away from back pain.
ScorePoker.com presents the European Poker Tour.
This is tournament poker. This is stay to the end.
It's last man standing. If you lose your money, you're out.
EPT premieres Sunday, March 6th on The Score, home for the hardcore.
Play the Nissan Open at the Riviera all weekend long, so much so the second round was getting wrapped up today. Adam Scott on his last shot of the day, this for birdie, drains it to move into a tie with Chad Campbell at 9 under. As for Mike Weir, he sits at 2 under par.
Welcome back to Mile 1 Stadium in St. John's. Draw 5 in the Scott Tournament of Hearts. 1-0. Team Canada leads. Heather Strong of Newfoundland Labrador. Strong with her final stone at the third end, attempting a double. She got both the yellow rocks to move, but she jammed one onto her own red stone at the back, and as a result, a steal of one for Team Canada.
You are.
It was a difficult double. They really needed to make sure that they hit it thinly, and they didn't really sweep it aggressively. Needed to make sure that you were only hitting a corner and not over curl the way it ended up.
Yeah, we had 2 sweeping errors there in that end from Newfoundland Labrador. Cost them a couple of points.
The weight with these? Nope. Okay. Just the pickability or curlability. Yeah. Easy.
This is this stone that Marianne Arsenault was having trouble with last end. Kim Kelly refers to the pickability of this stone.
She likes to invent new vocabulary.
Well, Team Canada has been criticized in the past for perhaps not being aggressive enough. And recognizing that, Colleen and her teammates decided that former Canadian and world champion Rick Folk would be a positive addition as a technical advisor and strategist. So he has joined the team and has been here working with Colleen and her teammates this week. Colleen said that Rick has helped them in their strategy and in how to generate more points. So far, they haven't been able to do that.
But specifically, they were talking about in the middle ends. They have never proclaimed that they were going to walk up and throw a corner guard in the first end of a Canadian championship. They were talking about working with Rick and creating more offense in the middle of the game. They knew that they had to go when their back was against the wall in the late ends, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But they are looking at that 4, 5, 6th ends and seeing what chances they want to take. And I think Rick was working with them on their options.
Yeah, Rick's one of the masters too. I mean, he's been competitive for so many years and still played this year. He and Jerry Richard play with their sons, and they tricked us at the BDO Classic this year and stole 9 and 10 to beat us there. But Rick still makes lots of shots too.
Great weight, Sue. Less ice. There less?
Yep. She gave you less ice too.
Something sticky there.
So I think the call is for the freeze, Mike, on the rock that's in the 4-foot. The other option is to throw the corner guard and ignore the rock in the 4-foot.
Same weight.
Same line. Thought it was a little less. Spit in, out, Heather. Yeah. Whoa, Ken.
Weight's there.
Curling now, guys. If you have to. Yup. Yep, yup. Whoa, no.
Nice looking shot here. Beautiful.
Great shot.
Right down on top of the yellow stone in the 4-foot. 1-0 is the score in this game. Team Canada leading, updating Manitoba and Ontario. The final stone of N3 for Jennifer Jones of Manitoba, leading by a score of 2-1. She removes the yellow rock of Ontario to pick up a pair, and deuces on the first and third now have unbeaten Jennifer Jones in a 4-1 lead over 1-1 Jen Hanna of Ontario.
That great freeze resulted in jammed stone, and nice chance to set up 2 again here for Newfoundland Labrador. Again, it's so hard to maintain 2 points throughout an end. Another option again would be to throw the guard it, but electing to try to hold on to the 2.
Beth was calling this right out of her hand. She knew she was inside.
Now she's going to remove the Yellowstone, but also take out her own.
Hold it.
You talk about rolling it. So it's coming out on the line of delivery, and as she's giving it the turn,
I think I let it go.
she turns it towards the rock. starts to occur early. And then this is what we talk about with unforgiving ice. You will miss the rock if you throw it wide. You'll also miss your takeout if you throw it narrow, too.
Just looks soft.
And you'll make the shot if you're right on target.
Well, there's certain ice conditions where you have greater room for error when you're throwing takeouts. If you bring your weight down, control weight, and if you're a little bit wide, you know it's going to curl up at the end because you've got that kind of ice conditions. Here in the arena, so far this week, we don't see the rocks coming back and curling, and the sweepers being able to help make that shot.
With her last shot, you could almost tell by the expression on her face that she realized she had rolled it as she let it go.
Yeah, she's done it a couple times already in this game. First time we saw that as well, but down 1-0 here in the fourth end. Still going to have a lot of chances.
Good throw.
Well, the winner of the Scott will go on to represent Canada at the Women's World Championship to be held in Paisley, Scotland, March 19th to the 27th. And Kelly Wood of Scotland was named the women's representative from that country for the 2006 championship today. She beat Edith Loudon by a score of 5-2 in the final.
Great. Good. Colleen, can't hear you very well.
You can't hear anything? Oh.
We're talking about the calling the sweep. And when that happens, the sweepers need to let Colleen know. They'll go to hand signals. So that as the sweepers are wondering whether they should be sweeping or not, they'll look to the skip for a motion by their hands to know whether they should sweep or not. And that happens in arenas, and with all the noise from the other sheets, you can't tell which skip is screaming and asking you to sweep or asking you to stop sweeping.
Line's great. Have a look.
Line's great.
Right to it.
Yep.
Come on, guys.
Right
to it. Come on, hard.
Another freeze.
Hurry, come on, it's beauty.
Here from Laura Strong.
Hurry, far as you can. Come on. Hurry. Good sweeping, guys. Great sweeping.
That's good brush.
We can also tell you that today in the Scottish Men's Championships, David Murdoch of Lockerbie won the right to represent Scotland in the Ford Men's World Championship in Victoria, April the 2nd to the 10th.
Yes! Whoa. Unless you want the back on.
You guys could hear that, right?
The men's rep from Canada at the Worlds will be determined at the Briar in Edmonton, March 5th to the 13th.
Before. Yes, I have. Okay, I didn't hear it the first time. I heard your second. Yeah, sounds like she might have said that before one.
More.
Line's good.
Well, line if you can.
Line's fine.
Sink it right on there.
Line's fine.
Right to it.
Hard.
Hard, guys.
Tell Heather.
You gotta go hard. Hurry. I thought I threw more.
All right. Pull me out a little sooner if you need me.
Yeah.
She's only got.
And you swept it long, like out of my hand.
That back one there.
Okay. What?
No, I don't think it would.
It'd be nice if it was 1, 2, 3.
Here Kim Kelly discussing with Marianne Arsenault if they're lying 2 or 3.
I guess the guard could
They were lying
potentially
3.
get you in
It
trouble
might
if
be
you
a nice
don't, if
chance
you
to play a
overcurl
guard,
it, right?
but Colleen will play the out-turn hit.
But if she does throw the guard, there would be
They
a
got
double
it in for
opportunity.
number 3, so that double on the out-turn side
That's what I wondered too. If we were 1, 2, 3, it was tempting.
Yeah, well, although I must say I don't like leaving her that freeze again.
Don't like what? Leaving her the freeze again?
I hate leaving her the freeze again. I think she's got the ice down for it.
You hear the good conversation that Colleen was worried about leaving this double here.
See what she does. Okay. Is that something?
If they throw the guard on their own yellow stone.
Yeah,
So they're going to remove.
Heather Strong is certainly capable of throwing enough weight to make that double.
I think this is a good call for that reason.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
You could take our back off.
Whoa. Yep. Yes. Oh, or sit in front of it.
Just passed the Yellowstone in the 4-foot to live 4.
Great shot.
That's lovely.
Kim Kelly is so entertaining.
The running
Even if it
commentary
is
is
to
coming
her own,
Colleen.
just making jokes to amuse herself.
Try to get it off the button. Or try to open up the front. Okay?
I think this is a mistake here from Newfoundland. I think they're into it for 4. I think they got to try to make this same free. They've thrown the frees 3 times down here, and by playing this, even if they make the double, she's still going to be forced to draw into the 4-foot more than likely on her next one. So it's almost like you get a practice shot, but and she could score 2. I mean, that stone at the back of the button's in a great spot for her.
Well, Colleen had made the comment when she's in the hack. She said, I don't want to leave her the freeze. And she isn't going to play it.
I like this.
Seems that Team Newfoundland Labrador is the front 3 are willing to get a little more aggressive, but Heather is a little hesitant when it comes to her own shots about she's trying to open things up here and leave herself a shot, but really what's going to happen, she's going to have the exact same shot she's looking at right now.
Yeah, roll it off. Yeah,
Doesn't get her very much by playing the hit here. Even if she stuck around, still wouldn't give her very much.
And Colleen's going to just try to put that stone right back in the same spot.
Middle of the rock ice. Then you can decide what way you want to go with it. Oh, I threw that all right.
Great spot here for Colleen. She can come almost as deep here as full 8-foot, where
I don't think a hit
on that
12
top stone would result in a steal of 2 points. But anything in line taking away that
she's been giving us on
that
the freezes they've been walking for, so I don't,
Was she given that much?
Yeah.
Okay. You
on that last
than
freeze, it was perfectly lined up.
All right.
I mean, I'm not showing the same. Well, she was short though, so I'm going to trust it.
Perfect. Yeah.
No, that's all I can go by. 4.5, 4.7.
4.7 to the tee.
And even leaving it open on the other turn actually is fine. Change up the Newfoundland shot on their next one.
She would like to be directly in front of it though, so that Heather Strong doesn't have the backing and knows that puts a little bit more pressure on the draw.
Looks like lots. Then sweet if it's shy. Looks like lots, guys. Easy, easy. Line's great.
Curl a little.
Go, yep. Right up, hard. Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Right to the stop. Right to the end. Go, 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 go.
Perfect shot.
Great shot.
Very nice.
Great weight
Nice
control.
shot. Boy, did that walk your right.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I didn't know if she wanted to bend a bit on the little
I did
shot.
have somebody in the crowd ask me about walkage.
Like
when we were listening to Kim Kelly talk yesterday about we need some walkage. Curlers often use the expression that it sure walked over there, talking about the amount of curl on a curling stone as it comes to rest.
I guess we need a piece of the button here. Yeah, piece of the button. Yep. Let's go.
Big shot here.
Pressure draw.
Indeed it is. She could get back on even turns or give up a steal of 1 and possibly as many as 4.
Really important as a sweeper here to make sure you get it to that full 8 and hold them to 1. Getting the side of the button here would be great, but
It's good. It's good.
it's up to the sweepers now.
Yep. Hard for line. Hard. Real hard line. Line only. Whoa. It's handled. Whoa, it picked. Whoa.
Oh, it paired to pick something, and she's going to
Stay on it.
hit the stone up front, and it looks as though it is going to be a steal of 4. Well, this end turned around rather dramatically for Heather Strong and her Newfoundland Labrador 4.
I thought it might keep picking around again.
You can see the stone, it will start to lose rotation. And you can see it there, it's hardly turning at all, but it's still going sideways.
And it starts to take the other turn.
Yeah, unfortunate break. The weight was excellent.
So a steal of 4, and Team Canada looking for its first win of the 2005 Scott has a big 5-0 lead.
They say football is a game of inches. I wish we had inches.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts, proud sponsor of women's curling for 24 years.
Ford 500 means raising the seats for a better view of the road. It means as much room in the back as in the front. It means taking the sedan to a whole new level. The new Ford 500. We keep thinking about what a sedan should be because we want you to drive a Ford.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
Hey, so what do you want to do for lunch? Thinking soup. Or sandwich? Sandwich, that's good.
No. That's not enough. You boys must have proper lunch. Hearty soup and sandwich together. That's proper lunch, okay?
It's the complete lunch that satisfies. So, soup and sandwich at Tim's? Sounds good. Tim Hortons ham and Swiss sandwich on a toasted bun. And our new creamy field mushroom soup. Enjoy them in a combo today.
ScorePoker.com presents the European Poker Tour.
This is tournament poker. This is stay to the end.
Catch this exciting new series of major poker tournaments from the most prestigious casinos in Europe, with the grand final event held at the Monte Carlo Casino in Monaco.
This is survival. I mean, if you're short-stacked, it really is a question of survival.
See the drama unfold at every stop of the European Poker Tour, showcasing the best poker coverage.
It's last man standing. If you lose your money, you're out.
EPT premieres Sunday, March 6th on The Score, home for the hardcore.
Welcome back. According to reports, the Tennessee Titans could release as many as 6 players in order to get under the salary cap for next season. Among them, Derek Mason and Samari Roll. An official announcement could come as early as Monday. Let's get you back to the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
The Canada Coast Guard boat in the harbor, just a short distance away from Mile 1 Stadium in St. John's, as we get set for end number 5 in this Newfoundland Labrador Team Canada match. 5-0 Team Canada leading. During the break, the coach Eugene Trickett talking to a dejected Heather Strong and the Newfoundland team, saying we were down 5-0 against Jennifer Jones of Manitoba on our first draw and got back on even terms. So he said, take it one step at a time, try and get 2 on this end, and you're right back in it. A steal of 4 in the 4th, and what really bothered Heather Strong as much as anything, I think she felt she had the right weight to draw fully into the 4 and maybe even pick up one, at least reduce the steal to just 1, but it seemed to pick something.
Well, I was talking to their coach Eugene Trickett before the game and asked them about how comfortable they were in the arena, and he says we don't play an arena very often, only when we come to the Scott Tournament of Hearts, and you know how it is. There's certain characteristics of arena ice. Now, one of them is you have to throw a lot of rotation on your rocks because there is debris, and we've talked about the temperature of the ice in an arena. That's how they create the curl. If rocks are moving, it means the ice is a little bit soft. And if there's any debris out there, rocks will pick it up if you don't have enough rotation on your rocks. And I think that's one thing that you can do to safeguard yourself and your team against a lot of rocks picking up debris, is making sure they have a lot of rotation. 3 rotations as the rock travels down the ice or more.
Back 8, wait.
Well, Nancy Delahunt, the lead for Team Canada, having a perfect game so far.
I like using our corner.
What's that?
I like using our corner.
I do too. Try this for an end.
We're just talking about the strategy here with Susan. I like using our corner. That means ignoring those 2 yellow Team Canada stones and going around the corner guard that she just threw. This is the other option, and that is to play some little taps on the opposition stones, getting them behind the tee line and freezing to them later.
Nice throw.
Okay.
Moving stones around in the rings and keeping the opposition stones behind the tee line is one method of generating some points.
It is, you know, Wayne Madaw is one of the teams that's best at that, and he often gets his lead to tap, and they very rarely actually throw the guard. They just keep tapping stones into the back lanes, and they'll do it 4, 5, 6 times in a row. Like they'll literally have looking at 4 or 5 opposition stones, but they don't worry about them when they're back behind the tee line.
But how are your nerves when that many opposition stones are in the rings?
Works well for them.
Well, and that's what we talked about yesterday, about what are the factors that influence why Skip throws certain strategy, and one of them is comfort level. What are they willing to look at with their last stones? If you're going to play really aggressive as a Skip and call all these kinds of shots, then you better be able to face 4 or 5 with your last one and don't think anything of it. And the second factor is ice conditions. How much curl is there in the ice? What are the chances that you can get around guards? The third factor is how the rest of your team is playing. Where's the confidence level? You can call these great shots, but if your team's not making it, it's not going to work either.
This is the only position in which Newfoundland has the edge.
Sorry, she didn't know we weren't in.
Marianne Arsenault, though, for the first few ends was dealing with a rock that was not reacting as they thought it would.
Good one.
Passed on to Nancy Delahunt, and it hasn't seemed to affect her.
Same way.
Well, it makes a big difference when you know what the rock's going to do too, and I think that Marianne got caught a couple times because they were unsure that if it was the stone or not. And now that they're aware of it, you can adjust the ice call. When you think that rock's going to throw more, just take a little more ice, throw a little more weight, whatever the case may be.
Gotta go.
Same line.
Gotta go. Help. It's not in.
Sweeping this one for weight. Right off the top of the show, we were talking about Team Canada gaining some confidence, and what a wonderful, comfortable place they are in this game. Chance just to throw some hits, hit everything that's red. Playing the scoreboard, we've got this big lead, and so now there isn't really any strategy decisions for them.
Throw peel though. Yep.
Tomorrow morning, Team Canada faces Kathy King of Alberta, who won her first game this afternoon, defeating Quebec. And then tomorrow evening, Team Canada goes against Sandy Como of New Brunswick.
So there's a bit of a surprise, Sandy Como. I mean, she's up 4-1 right now. Chance to go 3-0.
Kim Kelly out curling Laura Strong at third stone.
Line's great.
Yes, line, if you can. Yep. Line's good. Line's good. Where is it?
Yep. Wait till it's on its own, Heather. Okay, whoa. Might even be back 8. Back 8's fine.
That one's well by the guard.
Finish it. Even when there's one sweeper. Yep. Yep. Good throw, Laura.
It's second shot.
It's a good throw, though. By sweeping it deeper in the house, it got partially buried behind the corner guard.
So peel. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Okay, whoa. You're right. Good girl.
Very nice shot. That's a difficult peel.
Let's check on the Manitoba-Ontario game. Jennifer Jones leading 4-1, playing end number 4. Jen Hanna with her final stone after giving up 2 on the previous end, and she is going to allow Manitoba to steal another point, almost 2. But shooter rolled just far enough, and it's a steal of 1. Manitoba leading 5-1 now over Jen Hanna of Ontario, who opened the competition with an impressive win over Colleen Jones, winning by a score of 7-4.
Yep.
And Jen Hanna's really been struggling in that game. I've been keeping an eye on it, and missed both her shots in that end. Had an opportunity on her first in the lie too.
Oh, your last one was buried. It's just
Well, Joan, you talked about with stones in the rings, you have to have a comfort level to play with a lot of rocks in the rings.
You have to bring it back.
That's Jennifer Jones' style of play. She likes to have stones in the rings.
It doesn't bother to be looking at 3 or 4 of the opposition stones. She plays like that all the time, and it takes that years of experience to say, yep, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but this is the style of play that we're committed to.
Okay.
It's actually almost the opposite of Colleen Jones, where the comfort zone is we don't want rocks in play early. Jennifer's is we do. So that'll be a great matchup when those two played this morning. And Jennifer had a lot of rocks in play and it worked out for her.
Team Canada lies 2 as Colleen is successful in removing the Newfoundland Labrador rock.
Nice throw, Colleen.
Well, Colleen has rebounded from a 55% shooting percentage against Manitoba this morning in an 8-5 loss. She's curling at 88%.
She might guard if we do that nicely.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, you may as well just do that.
Here we go.
Hit it.
Pardon? Hit.
Isn't it easier? If you're going to do that, well, I guess we won't be second for threes.
What do you like? I'm thinking hit and flop.
Another option.
Sure, and then we got the whole 4
They hit these in the pocket here. The shooter may end up spinning off of that stone over towards that corner guard. You may get a little bit lucky. You're going to hit the higher stone just slightly first, and the shooter will end up spinning across the rings. She's actually looking just for a quick hit and roll here. Problem is, again, if she doesn't make the roll perfectly, Colleen will lie 2, have a chance to lie 2, or if even she does make it well, Colleen will guard it and force her to draw the 4-foot again.
Strong control.
Okay.
I like trying to play the double here when you're down at the stage of the end. It's going to be hard to score 2 by playing the hit and roll here.
Heather Strong's first stone of the 5th end, looking at 2 Team Canada rocks. She's hoping to flop right onto the top of the other stone. Let's take a look at what's going on in the game between Sandy Como of New Brunswick and Carrie Cooey of Yukon Northwest Territories.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll get you back to the Scott Tournament of Hearts in just a few seconds, but first let's update you on what happened today at Daytona. The 47th edition of the Daytona 500 is done. Jeff Gordon wins his 3rd Daytona 500. It's also win number 70 of his career.
The Territories picks up a single point. Monique Gagne throws last stone for the Territories. She had 2 big shots in the final end in a come-from-behind victory over Prince Edward Island on the afternoon draw.
She made an absolute pistol on her first stone, making a little hit and roll buried into the full 4-foot and really put PI in a bind.
Whoa, you're fine.
She's having a good couple of days. Apparently she is the idol winner of the competition in the Heartstop Lounge. She's a very good singer as well.
Almost hung on to be gnarly over there.
Okay.
It's a dead house thing.
And what did she sing? Were you there?
I wasn't there. I heard.
That's out of the rings, yeah. All right, let's go.
I heard she won too, yes.
Mike might have been there.
Can you throw it?
I don't know what she sang either, but she was good.
It's a big part of the Scott Tournament of Hearts is the social aspect.
I think it's
the lounge over at the Heartstop for all the fans. And occasionally the players drop by.
Firm, yes.
Yep.
Usually it's the bottom half of the field that are in the Heartstop most often.
Back to blank, and Heather Strong does with the last rock of N5. Trailing by 5, a position she found herself in her opening game against Manitoba. She'll have to stage another big comeback here on Draw 5.
2 keys.
Hey, thanks. Cheers.
Give him to me! Give him to me! Oh, I think you sprained his neck! Alex,
Senator Keith labored on this beer since 1820, you plonk it on the head like it's a piñata. It's the pride of Nova Scotia. Give it the respect it deserves. Now, grab that there napkin, make a wee neck brace. No, Nancy, you've done enough for one night. Wrap it around. Not a hat, a neck brace, Jimmy. Is it so difficult? It's not a fashion show, it's an emergency.
The Strauss Canada Cup of Curling in Kamloops is all about one thing: gold. Teams who have not yet qualified for the Canadian Curling Trials this December in Halifax will be going hard for one of the few remaining spots. Those teams which already own one of those coveted berths will want to have a say in who does or doesn't get one. Could be one of the most interesting events of the year. Got your tickets yet?
Come try your first end.
I wasn't sure, but I tried it.
Your very first end. We tried it. You should try it.
Now we do it together. Get out.
Go curling.
It's so much fun!
Meet between the sheets. Be part of a tradition.
Be part of a team.
You don't know what you're missing.
You never forget your first end.
Your very first end. Come play. Discover curling.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
Get out, get light, and go curling!
Up here, just about everything seems larger than life. The prairie, the sky, even our animals. And when someone comes by our true value with a problem, large or small, they know they've come to the right place.
True Value, official hardware supplier to Championship Curling. With Jack Frost still nipping at your, well, you get the picture. The time is right for an early spring sojourn to the West Coast's most hospitable destination. Balmy. See something you like? And just for you folks who tend to get homesick, we've made special arrangements to add a little ice. Now that's got to feel a lot like home. Call now for package details. Victoria, British Columbia. Is there somewhere else?
We're at the midpoint of our feature game this evening. Team Canada against Newfoundland Labrador. And Colleen Jones looking for her first win in total control, leading 5-0 through 5 ends of play. Prince Edward Island also trying for its first win. Rebecca Jean McPhee leading K-Zink of Nova Scotia by a score of 3-2, playing the 5th. New Brunswick ahead of Yukon in the Northwest Territories 4-2, playing the 5th. New Brunswick a perfect 2-0 coming into this game. And Manitoba's Jennifer Jones looking for her third straight win, leading Ontario by a score of 5-1. And they are playing the 5th as well.
The roar you hear is 20 of Canada's top women's and men's teams competing for the right to represent us in Italy in 2006. And no city in Canada roars more than Halifax.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway.
Wherever business takes you, Best Western is there. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Now featuring free high-speed internet access at most hotels. Visit bestwestern.com for locations.
To London's John Labatt Centre next February, and full event passes are on sale now. For the best seats in the house, you can call toll-free or order online. success in the Forest City.
ScorePoker.com presents the European Poker Tour.
This is tournament poker. This is stay to the end.
See the drama unfold at every stop of the European Poker Tour, showcasing the best poker coverage. EPT premieres Sunday, March 6th on The Score, home for the hardcore.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll get you back to the Scott on the Rock in just a few seconds, but first, a reminder for you. This upcoming Tuesday, catch Score Tonight with Sid Sixero and Tim McAuliffe at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then right after that, NBA Live, Hawks and Kings from Marco at 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
The Ford Hot Shots competition is an annual curling skills event that takes place before the round robin. In the preliminary round, all the curlers here in St. John's take to the ice, and points are awarded for the best execution of these 6 skill testing shots: a hit and stay, a draw to the button, a draw through the port, a raise, a hit and roll, and a double takeout. From this preliminary round, 8 players advance into the playoff round, then a semi-final round, and finally, 2 curlers compete for the title. The winner walks away with a wonderful prize, a 2-year lease on a 2005 Ford Freestyle SEL presented by Ford of Canada. Our feature game tonight has Team Canada's Colleen Jones ahead of Heather Strong of Newfoundland Labrador by a score of 5-0 after 5. The big end, the 4th, and a bit of misfortune for Heather Strong as her final stone facing 4 Team Canada rocks picked on its way down the ice when she was attempting to draw.
It was really unfortunate because for most of the end, Heather Strong was taking some chances, trying to create some offense. We questioned her call on her first stone where she didn't come around this rock in the top 12 foot, but she had great weight and it picked up some debris, and wouldn't you know it, a steal of 4 has really put her in a hard spot for the last half of the game.
Well, Colleen Jones got off to a shaky start in this competition, losing her first 2 games, something that has not happened to Jones before in the Scott, but she seems to be playing with a lot more confidence tonight, Mike.
Well, certainly good breaks like that will help your confidence, up 5-0. I know Heather Strong started the game with the hammer. She still has it, hasn't got rid of it yet. She's going to have to take some chances here in the 6th and try to get 2. She's going to need to score multiple points every time she has the hammer. Well,
they were able to come back against Manitoba, and their coach suggested that they could do the same thing again against Team Canada, but they'll have to try and get something going in the 6th end to try and generate some points.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts on CBC. Brought to you by Scott Towels, getting you out of big messes.
Did you let the dog out this morning?
Scott Towels, getting you out of big messes.
Curling. With every game played, your contact to the world expands. With over 1 million participants utilizing 1,100 clubs across the country, curling is an entertaining, social way to stay active. Play for fun, play to win, or just come out and enjoy the membership benefits. Clubs can be assisted by the Canadian Curling Association's Development Fund, which serves to promote, renovate, and offer advice on operations. Get involved. Join a club near you today. It has lifetime value.
Curlers are coming to Victoria. Now there are new ticket packages ranging from 2 days to 4 days and priced from just $75. Call toll free or online at FordWorldCurling.com.
This is where the world will rock,
This is the place where land, water, and sky embrace like old friends. Grossmore National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Hey, so what do you want to do for lunch? Thinking soup. Or sandwich? Sandwich, that's good.
No, that's not enough. You boys must have proper lunch. Hearty soup and sandwich together. That's proper lunch, okay?
It's the complete lunch that satisfies.
So, soup and sandwich at Tim's? Sounds good.
Tim Hortons ham and Swiss sandwich on a toasted bun. And our new creamy field mushroom soup. Enjoy them in a combo today.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts on CBC. Brought to you by Tim Hortons. Toasted ham and Swiss and soup combo. By the original Strauss Heart Drops. Trust the tradition. And by Ford. Built for life in Canada.
The large crowd inside Mile 1 Stadium hasn't had a great deal to cheer about tonight as the host province trails 5-0 to the defending champion Colleen Jones and Team Canada.
How many people ask you for tickets?
During the break, Colleen was talking with Heather about her son Luke, who played in the Atlantic Under-12 Tennis Championships here in St. John's this weekend and won.
Oh, good for him. Colleen is a busy mom. One son a hockey player, the other son, or both sons hockey player, and then Luke taking on other sports as well. All 4 members of this Team Canada team. Busy moms, career women, they are such role models for women in sport, saying, you know, you can do it all.
Good, Nance.
Ignoring the stone that Nancy Delahunt placed in the rings, Heather Strong is calling for a corner guard. Newfoundland Labrador started with the hammer. Playing the 6, they've still got it.
Wait straight.
A little tighter.
You ever been involved, either of you, where you had the hammer to start a game and held it the entire game?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody has those kinds of games that, you know, not for lack of trying, and the opposition makes some great saves or great shots, or what we saw this afternoon, a team just couldn't figure out the ice conditions and get frustrated with that kind of situation. But this game is far from being over. There's 5 ends left, and we've seen teams come back and overtake teams that have been up in the game early. So anything can happen.
Other side.
Colleen Jones is probably one of the best defensive teams, though, in Canada and the world, and it's going to be hard for Newfoundland Labrador to generate some offense.
But she's going about it the right way, and that is trying to put some rocks into the free guard zone, into the corner guards, and hoping that she's going to get a few miscues and work with what she's been given in the house.
That's good. That's good.
Nice throw.
Well, as Team Canada, Colleen Jones and her teammates, Nancy Delahunt, Marianne Arsenault, and Kim Kelly, don't play a lot during the course of a season, but they're always in contention, it seems, at the Scott. In 1999, they put together a 10-3 record. The next year, as Team Canada, they were 5-6. Kelly Law wound up winning. Then in 2001, they were 9-4. 2002, they were 10-4. There's a miss. 10-3 in 2003, and last year 11-2 was their record. But they played in a couple of tournaments in Europe, won the Byrne Cup, The other in Pinerola,
Like halfway.
where the Olympic Games will take place in 2006, beginning on the 9th of February, and of course from March the 3rd to the 13th. Pinerola will be the site of the World Junior Championships. Kyle George of Saskatchewan, the junior men's representative for Canada. Andrea Kelly of New Brunswick, the junior women's rep.
No.
Now, when you say, John, that they don't play a lot, we have to clarify that. That is in comparison to many Team Canadas before them that would travel across Canada in the fall, playing in a bonspiel, a women's spiel every weekend in every major center across Canada. Colleen Jones and her team do play in men's spiels in Eastern Canada. Now, that's a great way to improve your game. They've just made a commitment. They practice every day. They're in fitness programs. We have to make sure we clarify. They put a lot of time into curling. They just have approached it differently than Team Canada's before them.
Well, that's the shot they wanted. Removing both red stones sitting out in front of the rings. Let's update Manitoba and Ontario. We talked about Jennifer Jones enjoying having rocks in play, and she is running away from Jen Hanna of Ontario. This will be a third consecutive steal on the fifth end.
Watch this. There's a little controversy here. You see Jen Hanna appears to make the shot. Discussion takes place as to whether or not Ontario sweepers touched the guard as they were coming by for the raise. And Jennifer and her team believe that they did indeed touch the guard, and as a result, they're taking their steal of 2. Hard to say from that angle. You couldn't really tell, but costly mistake there if indeed they did rub that guard on the way by.
Can I
That's
go
a
the
tough
other
call,
way? No?
too, when it's so close like that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I just looked. Really, you got a lot of
Instead of being a
I'll give you lots of ice.
5-2 game, it's now 7-1 in favor of Manitoba as Jennifer Jones attempts to join Stephanie Lawton of Saskatchewan atop the standings with a perfect 3-0 mark.
And it is the right of the non-offending team in that kind of situation to decide whether the rock was touched and whether it had any impact on the stone that was being swept, and therefore
That worked out nicely. Well, that was rather
I'll
skinny.
take a look if you can see the broom.
No freeze? What? You like the freeze?
Really tough to tell from that angle.
Well,
What usually happens in that situation, one of the sweepers will say, I think I touched the guard, or... And if that's what happened, if that's indeed what happened, then again, Manitoba, being the non-offending team,
has the right
to take their 2 points.
Well, and in watching that, it was hard to see whether that guard moved or not, and it certainly, if it did move, was a very, very, very tiny amount. But those are so hard to call.
They're playing for an important title here. It's the Canadian Championships, and quite often in a first round of a bonspiel or something, sometimes that gets let go, but it would never happen here at a national championship. And Manitoba certainly, again, had full right to take their 2 points there if the guard was touched at all, whether it moved or not, as soon as there's a doubt.
To be honest.
And often that'll happen in a situation that isn't last rock in an end.
Right.
And that's a tough enough decision as it is to say, oh, geez, I'm not sure. But when it's the last rock and it's a 3-point swing, that's a tough call.
Well, it really was very difficult.
Nice shot.
To tell whether or not the stone moved. Kim Kelly off her own onto the red rock belonging to Newfoundland Labrador, successfully removing it.
Make sure.
Just a little bit more.
I'd kind of like to see that shot again. I didn't detect any movement on the stone, but
it's one of those
the
things.
Ontario team would obviously say that they made contact with that guard.
It's one of those things that said, as a player, you have this duty to fess up if you did touch the guard, and as I said, quite often it's the team that does make the mistake usually will say, you know what, I just brushed that guard with my broom. I didn't know if I moved it or not, and in that case, again, it's
Where is it?
all part of the game.
And sometimes it's not just fessing up. You can hear the broom hit the rock. You hear a big clunk. So it's not like you can hide. That's why everyone's going,
Well, we'll get another opportunity, according to producer Don Pepin, to watch the stone, and we'll listen and see if we can hear the brush making contact.
Yes! Quick! Yes!
You could hear the click.
Yeah.
The head of the brush hitting the yellow stone out front. And the Ontario player that made contact with the stone saying, I made contact, admitting to the miscue.
Whatever you think.
Just that fraction.
Lots of space, though.
And it costs Ontario 2 points.
It's a bit of a tricky shot here for Colleen Jones. She doesn't have a lot of room past that guard to hit this stone on the outside. But certainly there is room.
Yep. Hard! Hurry! Hurry hard! Hurry!
Well done.
Nice shot.
Well, Colleen certainly is on her game this evening, in contrast to the difficulties she had this morning in losing to Manitoba.
Beautiful throw, Colleen. Thank you.
Yeah, that confidence thing is such an elusive quality. If you could bottle it up and sell it, you'd be a millionaire.
What's the call? Freeze. Freeze? Yeah.
Newfoundland Labrador desperately trying to generate some points.
Let's go.
They have yet to hit the board.
Yeah.
And the call by Heather Strong is to freeze down to the shot rock.
When we talk about how difficult it is to make the perfect freeze, it's often easier to create these offense when you have those rocks out front. You have places to hide behind.
You have to. It's not.
Weight's pretty good.
Mine's not bad. Top 12 have to curl a bit. Does have to curl.
Weight's good.
Well, mine's good. You got to. Yep. Hard.
Great shot.
It is, as she comes down right on top of the Team Canada stone.
Very nice.
How she would like to throw her final stone over again on the fourth end. It looked as though she had great weight when she initially let it go.
Actually, if you hit the outside, there's not much room. You can over curl.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, though, Nance.
How much air?
You got air. Yeah, I think I need a lot of air.
You don't have the outturn, though.
What?
You don't have the outturn.
No, I know we don't have the outturn.
Which is Colleen's favorite shot.
There's
I don't believe I got plenty of air because I think I've got to hit it right there. But anyhow, that's all I've got.
With the outturn, it's an easier shot. You get a little bit better action on the red stone. With the
there's
intern
more air, yeah.
With the intern, as you're crossing the face, what ends up happening is when you hit it
over curl it
on, we call it on the low side, the stone you're hitting actually doesn't go on the same angle as it does from the outturn side, and it's going to be very difficult for Colleen to get the stone out of the rings.
The other option too is just off nose, like to try and stay in front of it. Although she'd be shot, right?
I know.
Okay.
She would.
Yeah. Then that doesn't do much.
I got to throw firm in order to get it to get out. So.
Yeah, this looks good.
The eyes focused on the target. The brush being held by Nancy Delahunt. Colleen Jones with her final stone of this sixth end. Trying to chip out the red rock. She's going to jam it, however, on her own stone at the back. And now there is an opportunity for Newfoundland Labrador to pick up two.
That was an awful tough shot. I'm not even sure it was there. Unless you just scared it sideways. We had to hit it awful skinny on that other side.
I thought I had to get to a good half, but you know.
As Kim Kelly was just saying to Colleen, it makes makes the draw tougher, though, by missing the rock, missing the hit this way and staying there in the rings. It just tightens up the draw for two for Heather Strong. It's a more difficult draw.
No, Pat, we haven't really played.
Well, this crowd at Mile One Stadium will come to life if Newfoundland Labrador does
I can't see it curling way over.
pick up a pair here on the 6th.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay, same way.
She needs the same weight as she had on her previous stone.
More?
4 foot. More maybe? Oh, it doesn't look like more now. Doesn't look like more. Yep. Hard.
They almost have to get a piece of the 4 to be second shot. Will they be able to drag it there? It looks pretty good. Fully into the 4 to pick up a pair. And the crowd at Mile One Stadium is back into the game as Team Newfoundland Labrador, with 4 ends remaining, trails by 3 points.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway.
Wherever business takes you, Best Western is there. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Now featuring free high-speed internet access at most hotels. Visit bestwestern.com for locations.
Tim Hortons Briar rolls into Regina next March, but only 2006 full event passes are on sale at the Agrodome box office. And when they're gone, they're gone. On February 24th, you can purchase in person, by phone, or online. So remember, February 24th, 10 a.m.
Hi, I'm Betty Hinton, Member of Parliament for Kamloops Thompson Caribou.
And I'm Jim Strauss, manager of the Strauss Herd Company.
We'd like to invite you to join us to attend the Strauss Canada Cup of Curling this March in beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia. Bring your skis and take a few runs at the Sun Peaks Resort.
Or bring your golf clubs and play our award-winning Kamloops golf courses.
Above all, enjoy watching the best curlers in the country at this year's Strauss Canada Cup of Curling.
Come join us in Kamloops.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
ScorePoker.com presents the European Poker Tour. See the drama unfold at every stop of the European Poker Tour, showcasing the best poker coverage. EPT premieres Sunday, March 6th on The Score, home for the hardcore.
Welcome back, Canada, to the Score Studios here in Toronto. 7th end action coming up between Newfoundland Labrador and Team Canada coming up. But first, we remind you of a couple of programming notes tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Score tonight and catch The Spin at 11 p.m. with Steve Koulias.
Well, it took 6 ends for Newfoundland Labrador to get on the board. They were down 5-0, remember, in their first draw when they fought back over the final 5 ends to get on even terms with Manitoba before finally losing 7-5. A final draw by Heather Strong. She was a little concerned at one point, and then 3 brushes went frantically to work as they dragged the stone fully into the 4-foot. And the crowd right back into the game. 5-1 Team Canada lead, or 5-2 Team Canada leads.
Tight. You get it tight first.
And this crowd has waited a long time to have something to cheer about. Really makes a difference.
Not going to be tight. All right. A
little momentum finally for Newfoundland Labrador.
It's good.
And they're going to, you know that being down in the game without last rock, you're going to get some center guards, some rocks in play. This is how they came back against Manitoba yesterday. Lots of rocks in play. Give themselves some opportunity to make some great last rock saves.
Last line. No extension. Lot of room.
Needs a little help.
Even when she's working hard on the brush, Kim Kelly is always
We gotta get it in.
Except we don't want it short either. We potentially could have left it a bit, but
Nah, it seems fine there.
Nancy Delahunt still having a perfect game. Seven draws, 5 takeouts for the Team Canada lead. I don't know what it is about women's curling in the province of Newfoundland, but the provincial champions seem to run in streaks. For example,
Real tight.
Okay.
Heather Strong won this year, but prior to that, she had 4 provincial titles in a row, 1998 to 2001.
Tight.
Kathy Cunningham, 3 championships in a row, 2002 through 2004. And Laura Phillips had 4 championships in a row, 1994 through 1997.
Well, unfortunately, I think one of the reasons is there is not a lot of competitive women players in Newfoundland Labrador. Just a note there for all those young players that live here. You know, dedicate yourself to the game. So there's some depth that gets created here, and I think that it is a rotation of a smaller pool of players that combine and make teams and get on rolls.
We've seen some good junior teams over the past couple of years. Young Jennifer Guswell's team, for example, who lost the Canadian Junior final. So a great opportunity for them, though, if they look at it that way, to perhaps get to Scott Trimmer Hearts in the near future.
I'm going to be a little shy of weight.
Here it comes.
Well, in 2001, Brad Gushu won the junior men's championship.
That old lively
and that
house.
Prompted a big surge in curling at the school level here in the province of Newfoundland. I'm told that at the St. John's Curling Club, they have a really busy after-school program.
Well, and Brad's team's one of the few teams from the Air Times that travels the country playing in the big bonspiels, and certainly a great inspiration. And they, of course, have a spot in next year's Olympic trials. By winning the Canada Cup East, they earned that berth.
And they'll also be heading off to Edmonton next week for the Briar that gets underway on the 5th of March at Rexall Place.
Mark Nichols, one of the members of Brad Gushu's team, also just won the Canadian Mixed Championship in November.
It's good. Yep.
No. Line only.
Here? Are we here?
Yep.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice throw.
Yeah, aren't they? Okay.
Let's check the game between Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. And Nova Scotia leading by a score of 4-3 is able to steal a point and take a 5-3 lead on the 6th end as the skip for, or the woman who throws last stones, Shelley Bradley, Rebecca Jean McPhee, calls the game, but Shelley Bradley throws last rock, is continuing to have her problems.
Yeah, the PEI has to look for a way to stop the bleeding. Really, they're struggling, and that is one of the stories, one of the surprises of this year's event.
Well, some people were picking Prince Edward Island as a possible dark horse to be one of the playoff teams here at the Scott.
Well, they look great on paper, and I think they had a good season as well.
Curling a lot.
Shelley Bradley herself really struggling with making that last shot here early in the Scott Trimmer Hearts.
Nice setup.
Beth Hamilton, Newfoundland Labrador, with the advantage over Marianne Arsenault, the Team Canada 2nd through 6th. Task at hand for Heather Strong on this 7th end is to try and steal some points. She does have shot rock.
We're shot. I know, but
Pardon me, Team Canada is shot rock.
Another one. Another guy.
We have to remove our shot rock.
Another guy.
Two.
And
then I'm going to have a tough roll because they're going to be equal to that. Like, I think I can get her. I think I'd rather her play in the house. I think if I would go there, if I think should I play in the house? Well, she will. She'll come right into the button. Yes, I know.
But then we've got this. That's the least I've thrown yet, but it's a guard too. What is it? 4-7. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Right here.
Have a look.
Nice feedback there from Laura to her sweeper, saying, I think that's the least I've thrown so far. She slides so far that she have a conversation with her sweepers as she goes down the sheet.
If she stays behind the stone a long way down the ice. Kim Kelly a little wobbly coming out of the hack.
Roll it, Nance. Roll it. Watch the one in the house. No, good.
And a good recovery. And that happens occasionally. Just come out a little shaky out of the hack. Wasn't too bad.
There's a little fixing going on with that one. Sliding on the wrong side of the center line. Ooh, baby, what am I doing over here?
It's too bad she doesn't have any fun out there.
Win or lose, Kim Kelly always seems to be enjoying herself. We talked about Laura Strong. Watch as she continues to slide down the ice behind the stone, watching it all the way.
Line only. Whoa, whoa.
Gotta go line. Hard line.
Hard, guys. Hurry. Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, what a shot. Just by the guard and to the back of the button. A little too deep.
Pretty good, though. They had to go hard just to get it by.
It's a great way. The sweepers had to sweep.
It's going to be an easy run back either way, right? It's going to be an easy run back either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tight guard, right?
Back tee is a little tougher because there's more separation between.
And it opens it up.
You know.
I do think that's the shot. Yeah.
It's interesting that through 6, as we watch Laura Strong come all the way down to the rings following her stone, that Kim Kelly has only thrown 1 draw.
Well, big steal has a lot to do with that. Yeah, when you're up 5-0, you don't need to throw many draws.
No. Skinny.
She almost raised them in.
I see that.
Sue?
It looks as though they might be calling a timeout.
Well, first indication was to play the hit and roll. I think on Skip's first stone here, you just replace that guard. And then you might play that hit and roll on your last shot and lie 3.
Yeah.
We'll see what Mr. Trickett has to say.
The 5th player, Marcy Brown, also coming out.
I said, if we go 1 more guard, is she going to play the yellow back? And if she does, we play the red back.
We hit, she cracks the double.
That's the only excuse for her.
She's up guard. I don't like to do that.
Which is
right.
You got to be prepared for her to make this double. If you hit and roll, she makes the double.
You like the guard or the hit?
If we do that, she makes this double this way, okay? Then we put a guard on and hope. No. If we hit and roll, she makes this double up top here. I don't think she'll worry about the button one.
And then we
right
play
there.
Tack.
Then you can play the tack.
So you like that as opposed to the single guard?
You don't think she'll play this double, the center line double? I think she will all day.
The center line double.
Yeah.
Okay, even if she makes the center line double.
The question is the guard or not? What do you like?
I think the guard is the better shot right now, and then the hit on the last one. I think she'll play the front. Right now.
All right, she's up so much. Guard on the first one. And
I think we play the guard, and the second one, I think that's your shot.
Make the double. I like that too.
That's what I think. Do you like that?
She's up so much. I can't see her not playing the front.
I got to believe she's going to play the front. Okay.
If we overcurl the guard, I'll
tight
yeah, we
is
won't.
fine.
We've thrown like 5.
Tight's fine here.
Yeah, tight's good right there.
Yep. Let's go.
It's a good conversation, good advice.
All right. Well, I gave Laura that to get around.
She's exactly right. If Colleen, even if she doesn't play the front and she plays one on the button, you still have the center guard. So I think it's a great call.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
So the call is just for a center line guard.
Colleen will peel, and then they can come down, play the hit and roll into this area and make things difficult for Colleen on her last.
You want to tie, Heather? It's all about the line. You know, if it's over curling, we'll have to stay a little longer. But yeah, it's keen. You know.
Guess what shot Colleen will play is one thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Executing your own is another as well.
Right, and well, you know, again, this guard doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it's guarding a good chunk of that one on there, or is near the center line. I think I said Colleen will play the peel.
You're gonna have to wait on the
I'd be
line
very
for
surprised
a bit.
if she did.
Yeah.
Well, I
Really
like the guard.
us, right?
I think it is the shot in this situation.
That's nice. Line's good. Line's good.
Gotta go for tight.
Yeah.
Gotta go hard. Yes.
Oh, it's curling. Hard, 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 hard.
Keep going.
Hard, yep. Hard, hard, hard. Yep, hard, hard. Okay.
A little higher than she would have liked.
Heather would have preferred the stone being closer to the rings.
And yeah, not big. Controlling. I've got half. Yeah, controlling.
Pretty good numbers there for Heather, but it's just that one shot really cost her 4 big points. It's been a fairly simple game actually, for the most part, and she's had good control to draw weight, and a bad break is the difference.
Control. Yep.
This guard's too high.
Heather Strong blanked the first 2 ends to retain last rock advantage into 3. Then she had a jam in attempting a double in 3 to give up a steal of 1, and the 4th end proved to be disastrous when her final stone picked for a steal of 4.
Big shot here for Colleen. She'd love to move this stone off the button.
This is very makeable with that high guard.
Whoa, whoa. Where? Control. Whoa. 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 Just nice weight. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, she does move it off the button, and the shooter rolls out of play.
So now Heather Strong needs to decide whether she's trying to draw around that guard she just put in there, or a little hit and roll behind it, really block off the path.
I think if you make this draw, she just runs the 4 on it anyway, quite easily.
So what do you like better? Flop in off of this and give her full house?
Your line 2. She's got to draw against 2. Up to you.
I like the hit and flop, Mike.
I like the draw. But, you know, again, it's Colleen's going to have a shot no matter what you do here. And
I don't mind that.
I think if you let her play a little short run back, I think that would be good.
Control. Okay, we got to flop in or we're not second, right?
We'll control, get rid of that.
Pardon?
Well, the 2 options that we just talked about for Heather Strong is to come in and draw right into this area behind here. Or the other one that she's looking at is the little
I think you either you're open enough for her to get you out on this side,
area.
or you curl up enough. That's a really easy run back with the draw, I'm saying.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
She needs to make the roll here. She won't be third shot or second shot if she doesn't roll.
We shot full back 8.
Yeah.
But, and then she just
draws down to it.
Smidge tap for 1.
Yeah, exactly. I like this.
Okay. Control. We got to get an inside flop for shot for second.
She's pretty well got to outdraw these then, so.
Yeah. It was a good discussion with her sister Laura, talking about even if you do make the draw, she's got this little short one and we have to get the flop. They have talked it through, and I think it's whatever Heather is comfortable with.
It's interesting though, they just assume Colleen's going to play the draw, but if she rolls inside, there will be a double opportunity there for Colleen, and I would guess that she would play the double against 4-2 instead of a draw for 1 with a 3-point lead.
Yep. I don't think. Yes. I don't think so.
Sweepers are called off. The contact is made. They didn't get the inside roll they were looking for. And I think they still lie just 1.
Open hit for 2 now for Colleen. Colleen didn't look at it for very
I
long.
was just afraid it was going to go like the other ones.
That was the concern. If they didn't get enough of an inside roll, they wouldn't be second shot.
Easy open hit now
We need a little roll.
for Colleen, just to roll into the center. Needs to roll about 8-10 inches into the top of the 8 foot for 2.
A little bit of inexperience in calling with Beth Hamilton. She wanted to call the sweep on Heather's rock. She needed to roll.
And we saw 2 or 3 sweeping errors in the end that Colleen stole 1 in the third end as well. A couple of missed double opportunities, and it's been costly thus far.
Yes. In firm. Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
The first time that Colleen Jones has had last rock in the game, and she takes full advantage by picking up a pair.
Yeah. She made that
So
look
after
easy.
relinquishing 2 on the 6th end, Jones comes right back with a pair in the 7th to again move into a 5-point lead.
Thunder, 120 decibels. Highway traffic, 70 decibels. Highway traffic inside a luxury sedan, 64 decibels. Inside the Ford F-150, 63. We keep thinking about tough because we want you to drive a Ford.
Bill's family opened the store in 36. Now we're carrying on. Our customers feel free to ask questions. We've earned their trust. We're always on the go. We like it that way.
True value. Help is just around the corner.
Back pain. It can affect more than your back. Robax Platinum, a special combination of 2 active ingredients. One to relieve back pain, the other to relax tense back muscles. Robax Platinum, helping you walk away from back pain.
Curling. With every game played, your contact to the world expands. With over 1 million participants utilizing 1,100 clubs across the country, curling is an entertaining, social way to stay active. Play for fun, play to win, or just come out and enjoy the membership benefits. Clubs can be assisted by the Canadian Curling Association's Development Fund, which serves to promote, renovate, and offer advice on operations. Get involved. Join a club near you today. It has lifetime value.
They say football is a game of inches. I wish we had inches. The Scott Tournament of Hearts, proud sponsor of women's curling for 24 years.
We'll get you back to the Scott in just a few seconds, but first a reminder, this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, catch the 8 train Adnan Verk with court surfing, and then at 9, catch the Rockets and the Spurs from the Alamo. Let's get you back to the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
Tomorrow afternoon on the main CBC television network, our feature game, Kathy King of Alberta against Sandy Como of New Brunswick, who could be unbeaten going into the 12:30 Eastern Time matchup, 9:30 Pacific Time. And then tomorrow evening on Country Canada, Jennifer Jones, who could be sharing first place with Saskatchewan, goes against Kay Zink of Nova Scotia. And it looks as though Zink could be 2-1 heading into the game. So those are the 2 games we'll have for you tomorrow. Here we have Team Canada. Colleen Jones heading to a first victory after opening with a pair of losses, leading Heather Strong of Newfoundland Labrador 7-2 with 3 ends remaining. In the game between Manitoba and Ontario, a disappointed Ontario team, obviously, after the brushing mistake where The shot was made by Jen Hanna, but the brush contacted the guard out front, and rather than pick up a point, they relinquished to steal it 2. And then on the next end with her final stone, she rubbed the Manitoba rock, but rolled fully into the 4-foot to pick up a single point, and it's now 7-2. Jennifer Jones leading Ontario.
Yeah, I think so, guys. Get tighter if you can. Tight, 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 tight. Tighter. Okay. Good.
It's nice.
Pretty easy assignment for Nancy Delahunt, just to fire the stone through the rings. We can give you an update on the Atlantic Curling Tour Championship, wrapped up in Crapo, Prince Edward Island today, and the teams who are headed for the Brier met in the final. Charlottetown's Rod McDonald won the title by defeating Sean Adams of Bridgewater, Nova Scotia by a score of 7-6. Those two teams will be participating in the Brier in Edmonton, March 5th through the 13th.
Light. Gotta go. Shorter.
Well, down 5 points here in the 8th end. Looking to try to create an opportunity for even a 3-ender. Throwing up the second corner guard here. Hoping for a nose hit from Team Canada. Give them a double corner guard.
Good. It's a predictable pattern, and it's a good placement of those corner guards. You can see they're parallel. There is no double peel. And if you remember 2 ends ago, Marianne had a flash on these peels. That's what Newfoundland Labrador is hoping for. Not what Marianne is hoping for, that's for sure.
Well, it was on the other side of the sheet, so Colleen wisely took the other turn.
I thought you said yes.
Get under the intern.
This will go right out with that back one.
That will do the trick, I think.
Takes the stones out of play.
Even though it's not entirely out of play, it's difficult to use that stone that's only a couple of inches from the sideboards.
If they set up another corner guard on that side a little bit higher, you can always bounce off of it, or, you know, never know what might happen. But essentially, you know, the chances of it being brought into play are very, very low.
Hard. Gotta go.
Again, placement of these two guards, keeping them parallel so there is no double peel, is the goal.
Irons are out.
Over the hog line.
Oh, no.
Good sweep, guys.
Well, the woes continue for Prince Edward Island as Kay Zink and her Nova Scotia team are able to steal 3 against Rebecca Jean McPhee. And they lead by a score of 8-3. Looks as though this is going to result in a 3rd straight loss for Rebecca Jean McPhee and her Prince Edward Island teammates. Sandy Como of New Brunswick leading Yukon in the Northwest Territories, 6-2 playing the 7th, 7-2 Manitoba running away from Ontario in the 7th. The guard was just peeled.
Actually rolled to the center line. Now with Beth Hamilton's shot, they're going to go round.
Line's nice.
Yeah, hard line. Hard line, hard. Hard.
Whoa, whoa.
Split corner.
That steal of 3 was looked like a team effort. 4 stones gathered around the button. That was Shelley Bradley had very little to look at.
So we talked about that. We had seen Shelley Bradley struggle early in the round robin, but as you said, or yesterday in her games, but when you're looking at 4 right in the 4-foot like that without a shot, that was everybody missing.
Yeah. Hard. Hurry hard.
Definitely a surprise that PI is having this slow of a start.
Hurry, hurry, quick. Hard, Marianne. Great shot.
Nice shot.
Great double.
Good sweep, guys.
It's my favorite shot, my double peel.
Maybe I rolled it over.
No, but even the weight, it was short. I thought the weight was good.
Heather Strong having a great deal of difficulty trying to
I threw it a little snug.
get any stones into position to try and generate some points here on end 8.
Even when you whisper, you're not safe, we can hear Kim. She's great. Just love listening to her.
Looks like it's gliding a lot more than Beth's. It's gliding a lot. No.
That's good. That's good where it stops. Thanks, Laura.
All through the Team Canada lineup, they're making a higher percentage of shots in this game than they did this morning against Jennifer Jones of Manitoba.
It's really hard to compete as Team Canada in any given year, never mind when you've repeated year after year. A huge target on their back, and it's one of the psychological things that you have to get used to.
Manitoba, Ontario, and the game is going to come to a conclusion. They are going to shake hands after this shot by Jennifer Jones, who has a perfect 3-0 record, and she is now tied with Stephanie Lawton of Saskatchewan atop the standings. 2 points on end number 7, and it goes into the books as a 9-2 Manitoba victory over Ontario. Ontario off to such a good start with the win over Colleen Jones and Team Canada on opening day.
Don't mind in there.
They have now lost a couple.
It looks pretty good. Obviously something happened to it, but it's light.
And as I was saying before the update, it is very difficult to play as Team Canada, especially when you're playing the hometown crowd as well. People in general like to cheer for an underdog, and when you're the favorite like Colleen Jones' team is, you become this target not only for your opposition, who knows they have to play their best to beat you, but you become the target for audiences. And Colleen Jones' team has done so well to ignore that distraction, that it's all about them. We hear them say that over and over again. And so we were focusing our own performance and trying to forget about audiences and opposition.
Well, there's a tendency on the part of most spectators to cheer for the underdog. Let's update New Brunswick and Yukon in the Northwest Territories.
Trying to draw for a potential 2 here.
Monique Gagne throwing last rock. And they're going to measure to see which team does have shot stone, and it proves to be the Territories. So the Territories on number 7 pick up a single point. It's now 6-3. Sandy Como of New Brunswick leading. A chance there for the Territories to draw for a second point unsuccessfully. So
I think we can
they
go.
trail by 3 with 3 ends remaining.
Lots of curl, just so you know.
A mixed reaction from spectators. They appreciate the talent of the Colleen Jones team and the success she has had, but having won 4 in a row, I think there's a tendency to cheer for the underdog every time she plays.
Every time she plays, and it doesn't matter where she plays, that the audiences will cheer for the underdog. The other thing that happens, I think, in championships across this country over many years, they often cheer for fresh faces, for these young teams that are coming out of our junior programs. Again, they are a bit of an underdog, so fans will latch on to that experience as well.
The one nice thing for Colleen is she's very used to it at this stage after we're coming back 5 times in the last 6 years as Team Canada. It's quite incrable.
Regular.
I don't know if it makes it any easier though, Mike.
No.
I think it's a constant battle, but they've done such a good job of it.
It's tough enough to put together back-to-back championships, never mind winning 4 in a row.
and you become the spectacle. You become the story of the day, just like Colleen has here. When you are the favorite and you start off a little bit slow, then all eyes are watching, and it can snowball very quickly. They've done a great job of rebounding here in this game, but it doesn't take long before there's even extra pressure on you to win the next one.
Well, there's two options here. One is to throw it through, and the other one is to try to take one. And Newfoundland has called the draw. Looking to take a point, get rid of the hammer.
Smidge more.
And by doing so, in the next end, they get to throw two guards into the four with the 4-rock rule, as opposed to only one with the hammer. And still a long uphill battle.
Good game, you guys.
Down 4 without.
Well, they're not going to throw any stones in the next end because they are conceding. They are shaking hands here, picking up a single point, and it will go into the books as a 7-3 Team Canada victory. Colleen Jones and her Team Canada teammates picking up their first win of the competition after dropping their opening 2 games, 7-4 to Ontario and 8-5 to Manitoba. Tomorrow they play Alberta and New Brunswick.
Hi, Brett. Hi, Maddie. And Mike.
2 keys.
Hey, thanks. Cheers.
Give him to me! Give him to me! Oh, I think you sprained his neck! Alexander Keith Labrador!